You mentioned about how your father helps you frame things mentally and how it wasn't just about goals, it's about what did you create? Like, how did you facilitate? Can you think of any other instances growing up where a coach really kind of helped you frame the game and it really clicked for you?
Mm. That's a good question. I mean, I had some great coaches growing up. I mean, my some basketball coaches were just like, I think, perfect for me at that stage of my for different reasons. Like, you know, understand learning the fundamentals. Was one set of coaches. Discipline and details. From another coach. So I'm not sure that anyone framed it in the way my dad did, but they framed it in other ways that were positive. I think my high school coach was fantastic and was very much pushing me to be extremely efficient. Discipline, great footwork, but in that to be super aggressive. So but instead of doing it through volume and just carefree. He was like, he wanted me to get really, really efficient with my footwork in order to be more aggressive. Not like, hey, like cut out all this. It was like, no, do more, but do it better, do it more efficiently. Like think about your feet, your balance, your opportunities, your angles. Where's your space, your time? Find it here, and then attack it with the great footwork. So those details were really important, especially as a smaller guard. By NBA standards, you have to be really super efficient in order to survive.
Let's talk a little bit about you. You mentioned some of the fantastic coaching you've had, different types of coaching, different types of leadership. What would you pick out as some of the key attributes that they all shared that made them
Mm,
great coaches?
mm. Yeah, for me, I think like the technical stuff is important, right? But nothing like a coach that has a passion for the game and wants to see you do well. Sometimes that's through School of Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's about building mental toughness. But when you feel the coach's motive is pure, they're trying to make you better. Even if like my college coach was tough, my high school coach was tough too, but maybe not as tough as my college coach. Tough, high expectations, demanding, but you knew it was for the right reasons. You knew that that one, they're making you a better player, and two, that if you can ride out the challenge, the standard they're setting for you every day, not only are you going to be a better player, you're going to be mentally stronger, and you're going to be able to face more adversity and overcome. So, that's a really, really huge component when you're talking about building resilient athletes and people, right? So for a professional athlete, you have to develop a ton of resilience. You have to develop the ability to build and have the I always say the passion to creates the discipline, which creates the habits. And so if you have great habits, day after day, you're doing the right things in the right way with the right approach and the right mentality, you're going to improve. And that has to fight off boredom, overuse, staleness, injury, losses, somebody in front of you, playing time, whatever it may be. There's always opportunity to grow your resilience. And I think we need to do a better job as coaches, programs, parents, in that letting our kids build that resilience. This generation of parents, I think we want to protect our kids so much that we
Yeah.
don't give them the opportunity to grow those scars. Now, we don't want them out there in any inappropriate, positions, but having them fail and bounce back is such a huge part of them. One, if they're going to become an athlete professionally, they have to have that resilience. But
Right.
two, that resilience, what that affords them as human beings, employees, parents, partners, like that is so valuable to them for the rest of their life, right? So it's one of the key ingredients in your success as an athlete, but also one of the key takeaways from a youth sports experience is to grow some resilience and be able to build some scars to say, I can handle this loss. I can handle this criticism. I can handle this fatigue, whatever it may be, and I can persevere.